I'm so sorry. I apologize in advance, but it is time. Yes, it is time for the morning buzz here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. I am your host, Gabi Lutz, joined by my co host, Terry Dickerson. And on Zoom, we have X and Emo. And then also in studio, we have our new newscaster. Haha, that was kind of punny, wasn't it? Ian Love.
Yeah.
See, that was like a great intro. You're welcome. We were talking in studio. I'm so sorry, Zoom. I didn't turn you on. All I did was introduce people, but that's okay. We were talking before the show started about how Ian's last name is fantastic.
Ian Love.
Ian Love.
Love.
I dot love.
What do
I
you
dot
love, Gabby?
I dot love news stories.
I love the morning buzz. And that name. I can't get over it. It's such a cool stage name.
It is.
I was unfortunate to have mine, but we're not gonna get into it. So I'll let that sit with the audience for a second.
My last name makes me think of a bag of chips. So, I like
Oh.
chips. Chips are good. Because Utz.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was thinking Lace. I was like wrong brand. I was like,
Sorry, you were a little off there, girlfriend.
it happens. Both are good.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are we talking about today?
Oh,
chips.
So today we got really off topic. Today we are going to be talking about a hurricane in Florida. I'm so sorry, Florida, Tampa. And then we're going to be talking about how New Jersey is dry. And
real in all sense of the word.
And then we're going to be talking about some loan stuff and then relief stuff. Sorry. Let me use the sound pack. And then we're going to be talking about like a spacecraft. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff today in this first hour. Very exciting. But for now, we have some things to address. We need to keep the lights on, right? We're keeping the lights on. So, Ian.
Yeah.
Are you ready for your very first news update?
I am very ready.
Here on the Morning Buzz.
Yeah.
Give it to us.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ian Love, and you're listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. In national news, Hurricane Ian gains its title as a hurricane as Florida and Cuba evacuate in preparation for possible floods. The storm is continuing to intensify and could potentially reach Florida early on Wednesday as a Category 4 hurricane. Interestingly enough, the last time a major hurricane hit the Tampa Bay area was in 1921. In statewide news, Old Barney the Lighthouse, a staple of Long Beach Island, is getting ready to shine bright once again. Earlier in March this year, the lighthouse was covered in scaffolding, and it remained that way throughout the spring and summer. The $1.3 million refurbishment was done to clean up the look of the lighthouse and strengthen its steel platforms, and within the coming weeks, all the hard work will be put out on display for tourists of the popular beachside area. And in local news, Van Vleck House and Gardens will soon hold their third annual Scarecrows in the Gardens exhibit in Montclair. From Monday, October 17th to Monday, October 31st from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., guests of all ages will be allowed to see a handful of fun scarecrows made by local scout troops, families, and many more. There will also be awards given to the best scarecrows in different categories that will all be decided on by the patrons. The weather today is partly cloudy, with a high of 71 and a low of 53, with a humidity level of 76% and good air quality with a level of 24. My name is Ian Love, and this has been your 7 a.m. news report.
Dude,
that was
your voice goes crazy. That was so.
Thank
you that is a radio voice if I've ever heard it.
You started talking. I was like, wow. That was great.
Good for you. Ian Love's voice.
Yes, Ian love his voice. That's
but
so fun.
Tiss, you get the joke? Because it's because
just
anyways.
stop while you're ahead. Next up, as you all know, we have our sports report. We have X on Zoom. So X, unmute yourself so I can hear your beautiful voice as well.
Hello, guys. Can you hear me?
X, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
The theater is on.
Can we hear me?
X, pause yourself.
I have unmuted myself.
X, is your Zoom sound on?
My Zoom sound is on.
I can't hear a thing.
I can see his lips moving.
And I can't.
I've unmuted
That's the Meghan
myself.
Trainor song.
You can hear him, Emo? We're having a moment, guys. We really are, and that is okay.
Zoom representation.
Oh, we can hear them now.
How is that?
Hi.
There we go. There we
Okay.
go, guys.
Never mind. Anyways, guys, I didn't learn something, but Lara had learned it, and that was something that was wrong on our
Our
board.
sportscast has been saved
Our
by the radio gods.
Shout out to Laura for saving the sportscast.
X, it's your turn.
Well, guys,
Sigh. Goodbye.
it is a very rough Tuesday morning for all of us New Yorkers
Huh.
because unfortunately, our Giants' undefeated season has come to an end last night.
Oh no, Ema.
Yeah, it was a very sad sight. Last night, the Giants went against those evil Cowboys in a great Monday night game for us to entertain ourselves and watch all night long. The game was really slow, started out a very, very slow game, a defensive game. They went into half about 6-3 was the score. But coming out of the second half, the Giants came out firing on all cylinders, and they got our golden boy superstar Saquon, not Saquon, because them quads can lift the Empire State Building.
Goodbye.
He got in the end zone, and he gave us the lead for about like maybe 4 to 5 minutes because the Cowboys right afterwards scored, made a defensive stop, made a field goal, and then scored again without us answering one of those scores. I think we scored one field goal in the process. So it was a very, very rough Monday night for us. The Cowboys ended up winning the game 23-16, and the game was ended on a last-minute Daniel Jones pick as usual. Why the Giants wasted the 6th overall pick on him still doesn't sit well with me, guys. Still does not sit well with me. So the Giants will now go 2-1, and the Cowboys will also go 2-1. That means that leaves the Eagles, for all you Philly fans out there, as the only lone undefeated team in the NFC.
Good.
Cool.
Philly fans stink, though. I'm sorry.
Actually, I smell pretty good. I had Lara smell me earlier. Thanks.
In other news, in MLB, the Yankees took a big L yesterday, losing to the Blue Jays 3-2. And the Braves ended up winning 8-0 versus the Nationals, which brings the game, the division lead between the Mets and them to a 1-game lead. So we will see who will duke it out to be the top of the NL East division.
Whoa.
And then, in other news, NHL, for all of our big hockey fans, preseason has started. So last night, our local New Jersey Devils won against the Canadiens 2-1. So shout out to the New Jersey Devils. Eventually, I'll get to the Prudential Center again to watch them play one of these games. And then in the very lighter news for all of our big soccer fans out there, remember the World Cup is coming up soon. And we had a lot of international games that went on. And the biggest one was England versus Germany. The game went into halftime 0-0 tie, but then both teams came out scoring left, right, and center. And the game ended up being a 3-3 draw. Shout out to Kai Havertz for scoring 2 goals. And shout out to England for not losing again. I am a big England fan since the U.S. men's national team is also garbage, but the U.S. women's national team is amazing. The girls are amazing. The men are garbage. But, you know,
Wow.
you root for our motherland that colonized the entire world.
Wow.
And didn't say sorry in the process for colonizing it. But back to you guys.
Wow, X. That went crazy.
That
Thank
took
you.
a turn.
Yeah. Out of
England's-
pocket.
England's people are suddenly tuned in.
I know. No, literally. Okay. Well, thanks, X. That was great. And Eagles fans don't stink, by the way.
I know. We're still holding
See.
on to Super Bowl 52. Relax.
Well, okay, we're undefeated right now,
Are we
so we
really?
can.
exactly.
We
and
can
we
hold on to it.
can.
We have
the
a
best
right.
Super Bowl. The best
We have a
season.
right, okay?
Go Birds.
Anyways,
Technically, you guys only
Correct.
have one. The Giants have two in the last couple of
goodbye.
years. So.
Goodbye.
Okay, but
Goodbye, X.
I think I
Bye.
just heard that someone's not undefeated anymore. So I think you should relax.
Ooh, yeah, I think you should relax. Anyways,
Sports.
sports. Okay.
Yeah.
Hurricane.
So, guys, Lara, your mic is not on. You're just screaming sports. Okay. I'm sure. Stop.
Us, Go Birds, Lara, Squawk.
So true. So true of her. Anyways, do you want me to unmute you? I'm gonna unmute you so it doesn't sound like you're not talking to anybody.
Sports.
Okay.
Please
Anyways,
move on.
we have our first story of the day, guys. I should not be laughing. I'm sorry. So, Hurricane Ian is on its latest path. If you don't know what Hurricane Ian is, he's sitting in studio with us right now. But
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Hurricane warning was issued for the Tampa Bay area. Now, Tampa never gets hurricanes. Like, they're like known for like not getting hurricanes, and now they have one. So that stinks for them. As of this morning, Hurricane Ian made landfall over western Cuba. Ian's winds at landfall were estimated at a maximum of 125 miles per hour. That's crazy. That goes crazy, making the storm a Category 3 hurricane. Hurricane Ian strengthened to a Category 3 storm this morning as it made landfall in Cuba on its path to Florida. The hurricane is forecast to make landfall on Florida's Gulf Coast or Panhandle by by midday Thursday, though there is uncertainty about the hurricane's track and intensity. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has declared a state of emergency for the entire state, with storm conditions projected to constitute a major disaster. The National Hurricane Center has advised residents of Cuba, the Florida Keys, and the Florida Peninsula to have a hurricane plan in place and to closely follow forecast updates. But instead, Tampa residents are making cakes telling the hurricane to leave. Anyways, moving on.
That
I'm
was
so
really-
sorry, Tampa.
It's not hour 2 yet.
I know, but that's true. They do. Anyways, I felt like I needed to bring that up. Anyways, but New Jersey, on the other hand,
It's super dry.
we're super dry right now,
It's like
apparently.
my humor.
Yeah.
That's real. That's real. But hopefully, the hurricane season is really scary. I don't know what I would be doing if I lived in a state that was like super hurricane prone. I feel like that's really scary to prep for. What was the last hurricane that like really happened here? I forgot what it was.
Sandy.
That's what it was. And when that happened,
Mhm.
like everything, like I feel like that was like a cultural
whole-
shift. That like I feel like it was like really strange.
Yeah. It definitely was. Like, there are places that still have like the watermarks on their buildings from how high the
Yeah.
water went.
Especially like down the Jersey Shore and stuff like that.
Mhm.
It's just really crazy that like obviously Florida being where it is geographically, they're more prone to those
Yeah.
areas. And like Hurricane Fiona would just hit too, like
Yeah.
recently in
Mhm.
the past month. So
Past like week.
it's still going. I thought it
It's
was still going.
hurricane
done.
season, dude. Yeah, it was like in the past week.
Yeah.
Jesus. Well, hopefully in those in those areas prepare as much as they can. But here in New Jersey, our dry conditions might be protecting us from Hurricane Ian, and it's kind of crazy. So the exact impact of Hurricane Ian may have on New Jersey is still not clear, but the Garden State may be spared some of the most devastating effects of the storm because the state has been in a drought. This is because New Jersey's water levels are relatively low. According to News 12 New Jersey, when storms like Ida came to New Jersey, the state had already seen significant rainfall. Rivers and streams were already full, so flooding occurred. This is not the case this time around. Ian's path is still uncertain. Forecasters say that another storm could actually get in the way of the hurricane, softening the blow on New Jersey. According to NJ.com, for now, the National Weather Service's main office in New Jersey is taking very cautious approaches because the hurricane just developed from a tropical storm early Monday morning, and its center is circulating near the Cayman Islands, more than 1,400 miles away from Cape May. So it seems like we might be okay.
I hope we are okay, because if we have anything like that storm we had last year around this time,
Oh my goodness, when it hit campus.
when it
that
hit
hard,
campus and campus like fell apart. I don't know if you all remember that.
and
If
that
you don't,
wasn't even a hurricane, right?
no, that was just a
storm.
storm.
Yeah.
And man, did it hit New Jersey. People, I remember seeing like pictures of like cars completely underwater,
Yeah.
being flooded. Like everywhere in New Jersey was flooded. It was awful. I remember ceilings were falling down in Machuga.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not good. I mean, thankfully in Hawks Crossing we were pretty chilling.
Honestly, we were fine.
There was a little
but
bit of issues, but nothing crazy.
We were very privileged to live on that part of campus. And if you're not on Montclair State's campus, basically when that storm hit, it kind of, we live on like a hilly, very hilly area. So a lot of flooding. We had like ceiling tiles coming down in our apartment styles. There was a lot of leakage. It was just like a mess. And that was just a rainstorm, like we just said. So
yeah, like Blanton did not do well.
Oh no.
I don't think any of
not at
main
all.
campus did well at all. And like, again, if I just the thought of having to be on campus during a hurricane to that degree,
No thanks.
that's, oh my God, I can't even think about it.
But also like it's no different at home, you know? Like it's like
That's true.
it's like I can't think about it, but also what am I doing at home? Worrying the same worries.
That's
you
fair.
know?
That's fair. I feel like I'm in South Jersey, at least in the Summerdale area that I live in. When Sandy hit, it wasn't too bad.
No, we didn't get hit too hard in that area.
Yeah, which we were very like privileged and grateful to not have experienced the brunt of it compared to the Jersey Shore. So like, you know, honestly, I'd rather be down in South Jersey because it's more flat.
That's true.
It's more flat.
That's true. But if I'm gonna be anywhere on campus, I'm glad it's in
It's hot crossing.
yeah, right.
But hopefully New Jersey doesn't take that big of a blow. Not to say like, sucks for Florida, because obviously it's horrible. And like hopefully they are prepared, like well.
I hope the
but
cakes taste really good too.
I hope
I'm sure they'll
they
be
stash-
enjoying their cake
and
They
like
deserve it.
as they
The cakes looked delicious.
they
They
did. They
did.
were very colorful.
What did the
cakes.
cakes look like, Gabby?
Let me describe the cakes to you. So the first cake was a big cake and it had a little like picture of the Florida state on it, you know, and then it said "Leave Florida alone." And then there was like
so
a
polite.
couple little separate cakes that were a little bit smaller and they were round, they were circular, and they basically had like, you know, like the hurricane like rainbow that like shows like on the news weather stuff.
It's like the eye of the hurricane.
The eye of the hurricane
and
was like
stuff.
red, and then it went to like, you know, the orange, the yellow, the green. It was beautiful. It was I hate that the hurricane picture was so beautiful.
Yeah, ally.
Al-
That was messed up. Sorry.
It is an ally. It's only attacking
Ian's an ally.
the hurricane's only attacking the straight people because it's an ally.
Stop it.
Anyways,
Great.
moving on.
You're done. You're done.
I think at that point,
You're canceled.
I think I might. Should I do an apology video?
Yes, right now. I need
Sorry,
How did we
Ian.
get here? How did we get here?
Take her mic from her. She needs
I was
to be,
like,
mic needs to be taken.
2 seconds ago was prepared like, oh, I should comment on Blanton, and then I look back and what?
Ally.
The studio's crazy today.
It's because we're not there, Emo.
I'm doing my apology video.
I don't know if it would be much better if
Sorry,
I was
Danny
there,
DeVito.
but
I'm so sorry.
Maybe you can think about your
I
apology.
said that the hurricane was only going to attack the straits.
Please don't cancel us, everybody. Please don't
not-
cancel
this is not
us.
funny.
Us.
I am so sorry.
I am but a victim.
You were the one who started it.
I don't know what
You're
you're
the one
talking
who
about.
called the hurricane.
I wasn't even here.
I will put.
I don't know what you're
I
talking about.
will go and rewind this show.
And while you rewind it, we can go on break and I can call my lawyer.
We're gonna call our lawyers on break because
My lawyer is on speed dial.
I am gonna write down in my notes app the apology video, and we'll come back and I will have my apology video.
better.
Ready? Okay, bye.
One day
I am so upset that I had to cut that song off. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was jamming. That was Not Afraid by Eminem. I am heartbroken about cutting that off. If you couldn't see me on Zoom, Metamates, I was jamming.
I think it was a privilege to see us dancing.
I
No, honesty.
genuinely think that it was the best thing ever
Yeah.
playing Eminem.
Shout out to Emo and X for enduring that show.
Period.
we
So
just did.
literally, they just were watching us. Just everybody who is watching us on Facebook. I hope you enjoyed. Anyways, we have to get back into this serious stuff. Even though I do have an apology video to give, I will give that in the second hour.
Good.
Sorry, I just saw a picture in our script that I did not know was there until I scrolled.
What is it, Gabby?
It's Eminem as an M&M, and then Dr. Phil as the green M&M. Why is Dr. Phil the green M&M?
I don't know. Dr. Phil.
I
is the
had an
orange.
answer. I can't say that. So
Okay, so we're just gonna continue on.
Yeah.
Anyways, so there was M&Ms on my screen, and I was very confused at the moment. Anyways, you were quick with that too.
I know.
Okay. Anyways, so I guess we have to talk about student loan relief.
yeah.
But we
No
have
one
to talk.
else
But
is
then we're talking
excited.
about how much it's gonna actually cost, which is just gonna put the country in more debt.
Oh.
Cute.
Yeah. So Biden's student loan relief could cost $400 billion, according to the Congressional Budget Office. So according to them, President Joe Biden's student loan cancellation plan will cost an estimated $400 billion over 30 years. Biden last month announced a plan to forgive $10,000 in federal student loans for borrowers who earn less than $125,000 a year or have a household income of under $250,000 if filing it jointly. Yes. Low-income Pell Grant borrowers are eligible for an additional $10,000 cut. In addition to the cost to forgive that debt. Wow, to loan forgive that debt. I am not human today. The CBO estimated the cost of Biden's pause on student loan payments from September through December 2022 will total $20 billion. That's a lot of money. The CBO is a nonpartisan agency that calculates the cost of federal revenue and its spending plans for Congress. Its latest analysis does not include the cost of adjustments to income-driven repayment plans. The White House says that more than 40 million Americans may be affected by student loan changes, and half of those could see their entire student debt eliminated. I wish that was me. The application to apply for loan forgiveness is scheduled to be available in early October. As much as I want to see this student loan forgiveness, this country is in so much debt already that's another $400 billion
Embarrassing.
that we do not have.
That's true. I want to preface this in saying I'm not a math, finance, money girly at all. So everything that I'm saying is purely commentary.
Yes.
However, I feel like aren't we already billions of dollars in
Yes.
debt?
Trillions of dollars
Yeah.
in debt.
I feel like okay, this is me being the unknowledgeable person I am.
Okay,
I
Terry.
just really feel like debt isn't real at this point.
No, debt is apparently it's not real because there's no way that we're spending billions of dollars on something when we are trillions of dollars in debt.
Yeah.
Who is paying that debt off? Not
the-
America, apparently.
I've been trying to figure this out my entire life. I don't understand how this works, and I know there's a finance bro out there who's reeling at what I'm saying right now.
You know how I'm always like, just make more money. And everybody's always like, Gabi, they can't just do that. Well, they're doing that anyways, because there's no way we're that much in debt and they're not just making more money.
Exactly. Like I just
You
feel-
know,
I know there's like people out
that's
there.
why inflation is happening because they're just making more money.
Well, yeah.
Excuse me.
Yes, X.
Thank you,
Miss.
ma'am. I have my hand raised. Teacher,
Yes, X.
teacher, pick me.
I'm picking you.
So I am a 1% finance bro because I only listen to podcasts that are ran by other finance bros. And I can say one thing is that inflation, all this stuff has been the division causing us a big problem with getting anything passed in our country. And like I said before, that's why I said we should stop buying pumpkin spice lattes.
Leave me
Not
alone, X.
the
God, I
hell
know that was a
out my
personal attack.
ticket.
Why you need to stop buying your
but-
tickets?
But on a real note, though, a lot of the reason why we have a lot of our debt is because a lot of other countries have bought our debt out. So it's like a balancing act that our country has been putting on for a very long time. So countries like Japan, other countries, oil countries, African countries, they own American debt. So it's almost like debt is a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. We probably will never ever be able to pay down that debt. So we kind of just have to have this balancing act where we can't go so far down in dollar pricing to where it won't crash the world market completely. Because if
Okay.
you see what's going on across the world right now, the English pound has crashed massively due to inflation and what they plan to do to battle their inflation. Just like how every country's trying to follow our footsteps and trying to raise interest rates to fight inflation. But the only difference between us and them is that we are creating jobs. People are getting back into the workforce. People are, getting out of being stuck in COVID lockdown times. Whereas a lot of other countries haven't recovered and rebounded the way we've recovered and rebounded. So it's almost like a good and a bad thing. It's like Harry Potter and Lord Voldemort. They both needed each other to be alive to be as powerful as they were. And when they finally one went, it was like, oh, how is this going to work? They figured it out, but it's like one coin, two faces.
That was a really good explanation. I feel a lot more knowledgeable
That was really
listening
good.
to that. You see, finance bros, if you explained it that way, maybe
I
I'd
would
be
not
a
ask-
finance
I
girl.
would not ask why we can't just make more money.
Thank you, X, for that explanation. I'm sure
Thank you, X.
our listeners, other than myself, they very much appreciated that.
Yes.
And you know what else we appreciate?
NASA.
The asteroids. Asteroids. Oh,
Two different wavelengths
yeah,
on that.
different parts. But NASA's DART spacecraft successfully slams into asteroid in historic test of planetary defense. Interesting. It was a comic smash-up watched around the world. A NASA spacecraft intentionally slammed into an asteroid yesterday in a historic test of humanity's ability to protect Earth from a potentially catastrophic collision with a space rock. The agency's DART probe, short for Double Asteroid Redirection Test, carried out the first of its kind maneuver on a small and harmless space rock known as Dimorphos, which was about 6.8 million miles away from Earth. The $325 million mission was designed to see whether nudging an asteroid can alter its trajectory, providing scientists with a valuable real-world test of planetary defense technologies. The DART spacecraft, which is about the size of a vending machine, crashed into Dimorphos at 7:14 p.m. Eastern Time, flying head-on into the space rock at 14,000 miles per hour. A camera aboard DART captured live views of Dimorphos getting bigger as the probe neared the asteroid. In the minutes before impact, the probe beamed back jaw-dropping details of the space rock's craggy, uneven surface. Cheers erupted when the spacecraft's signal dropped, signifying that the probe had indeed hit its target just after it sent its last images. It may take up to several weeks for NASA to confirm any changes in the space rock's trajectory. The goal is to shorten the asteroid's nearly 12-hour orbit by several minutes. In a real-life planetary defense situation, a small change in an asteroid's trajectory, provided it is still far enough, could avert a doomsday impact. This is making me feel good. Why? Because the asteroids are scary, and I don't want to die like the dinosaurs did. So I'm glad that this happened. I think this was the thing that people saw in the sky the other night.
Is
I
that what they
think-
saw in the sky? the
I
other night?
think.
I know
might be
last
wrong.
night you could see Jupiter.
What?
Awesome.
Space.
Yeah.
Space. Am I right? I didn't see Jupiter.
I saw
last night.
Jupiter.
I think
It looked
Monday.
like this big star, but it was Jupiter.
Wow.
Very cool stuff.
Good thing that didn't get hit by DART. Because that
No.
would be really unfortunate.
No.
And that's also
not-
really far away. But regardless, I think a lot of people on social media were saying, oh my God, like we just saw something like flash in the sky. I think it was NASA though.
Mhm.
And now we know like what it actually was, which I
Yeah.
think is really cool that they're working on technology to even think about planetary defense, because honestly, I feel like people forget that asteroids we're like a floating rock in space, and that other rocks could potentially hit us, and that would be really, really bad. So I think it's really cool that we have the technology to even think about defending our planet to
Yeah.
this extent. I just think that technology is
not
so cool
a
to me.
war with other countries. It's a war with the universe.
Wow, that was so deep,
That
Gabi.
was so good.
Yeah, no, I think it's super.
Who's out there? Who's throwing rocks at us?
Stop throwing rocks.
That's not nice. Anyways, I think it's very, 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 very. I'm gonna say one more very, very cool and interesting that we can do this is my last words, by the way, and then we have to go on a break. That we can do these things and we do all these things in space, because space is just it's infinite, and it's so cool that we can go out there and we can do these things and we can defend our planet in this galaxy of galaxies. And I don't know,
What I will say,
that
I
felt like
wish-
some like Guardians of the Galaxy type
It does.
but you know,
And my final thought is I wish we would put this energy towards our environmental crisis, but I digress.
take a quick break here on the Morning Buzz, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about Montclair's Film Festival.
90.3 WMSC.
Oh yeah.
Facebook.
And that was
Zoomy zoom.
Pufferfish, the remix by the Liam McCormack, our king Emel's brother.
The Liam.
The
Liam.
the Liam
I hope
McCormack.
everyone
Liam-
enjoyed.
It was
That
so
was such a
good.
vibe.
Shout out to Liam.
Honestly,
Liam Music McCormack.
We were having a great
Yeah.
time in studio.
Liam
That was such a
Emo
vibe.
Music
I
McCormack.
literally was like, I can't cut this off. I won't cut this off.
Appreciated.
You're not allowed.
Yes, you tell Liam
Mm-hmm.
that was everything to me.
Music
I'll let
just
him know.
runs through the McCormack's veins.
Yes.
you
That's
know?
true. I'm not
Or
even the original music McCormack.
Musical.
That's
No,
true. Who
it's
is-
Liam.
It's Liam. It was
We got it. We got yeah. A long
It's
line
Jody.
of
wanna
music
get-
McCormacks.
I just want to be adopted by the McCormicks now.
No,
I just
literally.
need I
Join
need
the
I need
fam.
to be able to call Jody my mom and have Liam be my brother that sings me to sleep.
Mm.
Jody. Open
Yes.
up. We're coming for dinner.
Come join the fam.
Can we have dinner over your house sometime?
Yes.
Yay! I love that. Jody,
Well-
if you're listening, I'm coming over for dinner.
Maybe we can go over there after Montclair Film Festival.
Oh,
Nice.
that'd be a
That's
fun
coming
little
up.
night. What's happening at Montclair Film Festival?
You tell me.
Oh, it is me.
Wow.
Do you guys like Eddie Redmayne?
I love that.
I love Eddie Redmayne.
He's a very talented.
Do you like Brendan Fraser?
I don't know who that is. I'm gonna be honest.
You know who Brendan Fraser is.
Everyone's yelling at me, and I don't like it.
Have you seen Journey to the Center of the Earth?
No, the mummy.
Oh, this
Or The Mummy?
dude.
the mummy.
King?
I've seen it.
Do we all like these people?
Yes.
Do we know these people?
Now I do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Then the Montclair Film Festival is to feature the both of them.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
So movies starring Eddie Redmayne and Brendan Fraser will be featured on the opening weekend of the 2022 Montclair Film Festival. Festival organizers announced Friday that each actor will also be interviewed by Late Show host Stephen Colbert after screenings. Yes, because Stephen Colbert is in Montclair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Hello. Oh
I
my
just
gosh.
caught. Listen, I just caught.
No,
on to
you're
that.
done. Redmayne, who won an Academy Award for The Theory of Everything in 2015, will receive the festival's Performance of the Year award for The Good Nurse. He plays an intensive care nurse who befriends another nurse, a New Jersey single mother who is down on her luck, portrayed by Jessica Chastain.
Yes.
And then the true crime drama will be shown at 7:30 p.m. on Saturday, October 22nd at the Wellmont Theater as the Montclair Film Festival's fiction centerpiece. Colbert will conduct a post-screening Q&A with Redmayne and Lindholm. The following day, The Whale, starring Brendan Fraser, will be shown at the Wellmont at 7:30, and Colbert will then interview Fraser after the screening. I love Eddie Redmayne. If I didn't have to go home that day for my brother's wedding, I'd be going to the film
I thought
festival.
that was the week of the CBI stuff.
No, that's the next week.
Tell your brother to postpone the wedding.
Christian Coulter, if you're listening, we need to postpone it because Eddie Redmayne is everything to
Pack
me.
it up.
Or even better, have it at the film festival.
Oh, Christian, Riley, you were listening, my loves.
That boy Ian spitting.
Yeah,
All the facts.
you should have the wedding at the film festival. I might just change the plans as the maid of honor. I might just have to change the plans because Eddie Redmayne, I love that man. Fantastic Beasts,
Ooh.
Les Mis. Come on.
the
silence.
Come on, let's think about it. Seriously, he was so talented. And like I've seen him. What was the Stephen Hawking movie? I think it was called.
Is the theory of
Theory of Everything,
Yes,
yeah.
Yes, that's what it was.
Everything.
Yeah.
That was like the first really big movie of his that I
Mhm.
saw, and I was instantly hooked on his work because the way he plays characters, it's
Mhm.
it's something to study, quite literally.
He's such a beautiful actor.
Yes.
And then you have Brendan Fraser, which like childhood.
Georgia the Jungle.
Yeah.
Actually, the mummy.
Childhood.
Yeah, you
I-
changed it,
childhood.
Fraser,
And that's
Heart-
another reason why my brother should have his wedding
I love the mummy.
at this festival because my brother grew up loving The Mummy.
I love the mummy. That's
Him and my dad love The Mummy. So why are we not having this wedding at the Montclair Film
To be
Festival?
honest, I've
One of my
never
comfort
seen the Mummy.
You need to watch the mummy.
You've never seen The Mummy?
Sorry.
No, like
Have
this
you
is-
gone to Universal?
Yeah.
Have you
I've
ridden
been
the
on a
Mummy
ride.
ride?
Several times.
You've
I
never
just
seen
watched
The Mummy
Never
movie?
seen the movie.
No.
You're gonna get tagged right now.
Still have an apology video coming up too.
Rock as a
Dude,
kid.
I don't think I do.
You have an apology video.
They'll be all right.
We both
I
have
should-
apology videos later.
As your producer, I'm gonna need an apology video at hour 2.
Hour 2, I'll give
Fire
mine.
me.
Hour 2, I'll give mine, then you give yours because apparently you have to do that.
I just want like a little one.
We'll see.
Just like a
Gabby-
tiny little like tear down the cheek.
Gabby, you have a big one to do.
I do have a huge one to do.
While we think about our apologies, let's talk about some gay news because we have some ally.
Less apologies today.
We're not apologizing for this because being gay is okay.
Woo!
Especially in Cuba because
Ally.
Cuba has approved same-sex marriage in a historic referendum. Quote, justice has been done. So Cuban voters have approved a historic new referendum that allows same-sex couples to marry and adopt in the country yesterday. According to AP News, the National Electoral Council president, Cubans ratified the referendum with more than 66.9% of voters being in favor, while approximately 33.1% of voters opposing the measure. The 100-page referendum faced an unusual amount of resistance from the Cuban public, even though it was backed by the government. The Código de las Familias Referendum legalizes same-sex marriage and civil unions, allows adoption by same-sex couples, and promotes equality among men and women when it comes to sharing domestic rights and responsibilities.
And just like the hurricane, Cuba's now an ally.
Hello.
Oh, it's true though.
We are too stunned
I'm-
to speak.
The woman was too stunned to speak. I'm very happy about this news
It's always good to have some people get some
Yeah,
rights
because you know
from
what?
time and time
Because-
again.
Because once again, love is love. Say it with me now. Love is love.
Hey,
Love is love.
yeah,
Yeah. Love. Yeah.
love wins again, everybody. It's like
And
there's
that's
really
what makes
nothing
me
more
happy.
to say on this. When more countries,
We are one step closer to world peace.
like a little shuffle, I guess.
I mean,
Slide
like
to the
one
left.
step
A
forward,
little
two
Cupid
steps back.
shuffle to world peace.
You've been shuffled to world peace, you know. But it's always good to hear another country being a little bit more progressive from day to day.
Yeah.
So hopefully one day everyone gets on the same page.
I'm
but
very-
this is really exciting.
I'm very, very proud of Cuba.
Yeah.
You really have done something there, Cuba. I'm proud of you. I know it's very difficult to put your opinions aside. Not that you should need an opinion on somebody's love life, but
Real.
you know,
66.9% is like really big stats.
That's a good
honestly.
number.
That's really
that's over half.
that's over half.
It's over 2/3.
Oh,
Oh, math?
math
Math man.
Man.
math man. Did not realize we had a math man in the building. What?
Math man.
I love wears a lot of hats, apparently. He's a computer guy.
Yeah,
He's a radio guy now.
yeah.
He's a math guy.
Period.
Also a theater guy, but
He-
we'll get
And
to
he's a
that.
theater.
Theater. Triple threat.
We're gonna have to
Unpack
talk
that.
at some point. We're gonna have to unpack that on break because honestly, that was just a moment for me. Like right
Ian
there.
sounding like a super catch.
He's literally.
Yep.
Somebody come snatch him because
Not a call to action.
he's not a call to action. If you want, you should come snatch him. He's a
People
computer
said in
guy.
the chat, I'll never be accused of being a math man.
Okay. On that note, we're gonna take a quick break here on the Morning Buzz on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, and then we have one of our favorite segment of the week, Tunes on Tuesday. After that, so stay tuned on Tuesday. Ha 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 ha. Here's Hey Ya by Outkast. I hope you just enjoyed our beautiful jam session on Zoom. If you were watching on Zoom, we all
Wow.
decided to dance. It was great.
Our
That was Hey Ya by Outkast.
Our metamates should like get a show from us.
They
That's
really
one thing
do.
about the Tuesday Buzz. You
We are
will get a
definitely
show.
feral. That's for sure.
Definitely.
But you want to know what else is great about Tuesdays?
I can think of a couple things. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking about Tunes on Tuesday.
Same.
It's such a great segment.
Oh,
Love
evil in this house.
Evil.
Hi.
Know what's going on for Tunes on Tuesday.
Well, I'm glad you're excited for Tunes on Tuesday, because guess what? We got a new Tunes for Tuesday. Yay! Tunes on Tuesday is our weekly new music show curated by the music team here at WMSC. This week's interview is with Florida native Brigida, interviewed by our Wednesday Buzz newscaster, Aiden Ivers. Brigida's
Brigida? I'm sorry. I
Brigida.
thought it was Brigetta.
I said Brigetta the
Bruschetta.
entire day, and then I heard the interview and I was corrected. Thus, the pronunciation on our script today. Brigida's music career started finding musical inspirations early on, including the likes of Nashville's country songwriter Bobby Braddock. Around the age of 13, she formed a musical duo with her older brother and had the opportunity to work with Braddock through some family connections. She speaks about her musical career developing in Nashville despite not being a country-only writer, and talks about being signed by her first label just out of high school at the age of 19. Brigida worked with Quinn Lewis and had a hand in writing DJ Rehab's How You Been, which reached over 10 million streams, and claims this is the starting point of her pop career. She reflects on her journey performing an original song, Be Somebody, on NBC's songwriting competition show Songland in Los Angeles. She performed in front of One Republic and developed her songs while on the show, making it a career-changing experience. She talks about her intentions in her lyric writing and going into detail about the messages behind her most recent single, Mad, including touching upon topics of jealousy. Brigida plans on releasing a single per month for the remainder of the year, so we can look forward to much more from her soon. Music from Brigida, Yet to Bloom, Joe P., Dummy, and more on Tunes on Tuesday, which airs at 2 and 6 p.m. You can listen in for new music and good vibes. And if you've missed last week's episode, no need to worry. All episodes of the show are available on our website, wmscradio.com. And that's what we have in store for Tunes this week.
Yay!
Episode. Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Good.
And unless there's more stuff going on in the studio, I do have a discussion topic this week. I don't know if anyone here is someone who makes music themselves, but if you were to make music, what would be your primary genre? Because
Dance pop.
Brigida grew up working in Nashville, but is not a country writer. Gabi, please repeat that.
Probably dance pop, but I sing country better, so probably country.
Yeah.
What about both? Like dance pop,
And
instrumental.
so here's the
country
issue.
singing.
So here's the issue is that those country artists that are like kind of poppy, they get a lot of hate in the country community, and I don't want to be hated by the country
Well,
community.
Casey Musgraves, I think, is an exception. She
Good for
kind
her.
of combines like pop alternative
Yeah,
with her
but
music.
like the people who really like country are like, I hate that country.
Fair.
The
And
alternative.
Y'alternative. So I mean, I could, because they still get successful,
Yeah.
and I do enjoy a good country pop. If you're being
Oh,
honest,
A good country pop.
a good
I
country
think you
pop.
guys know what my answer is going to be. My answer is obviously going to be opera.
Classical.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say jazz,
I can see
probably
it.
for you, and then
You
I'll
want
whip out the saxophone,
yeah, like,
play a couple tunes,
Yeah.
and then,
give a little
hit you
yes.
with that.
You
Duke
should
Ellington, is that you? Like,
X, you should play Careless Whisper.
I would be surprised if he did that one day. Just brought a saxophone to the studio.
There
for
you go,
me.
emo. There you go, emo. I'll come for Unplugged one day and play my
Yes.
saxophone.
Oh,
Period.
I'm looking forward to it.
Amazing, a 10 out of 10.
For me, I think I would be more of an R&B girl.
Period.
I think.
Period.
Yeah.
I can't sing very well, but if I
Summer
could,
Walker.
I think that's a liar.
okay.
I think you can sing very well.
I agree.
Okay.
I think you should prove it
People,
right now.
people should stop telling me
Beyonce?
that regardless.
Pressure.
Prove it on.
Don't say Beyonce because no, she's on a different plane. But I would
think
love.
I think you should perform right now.
I
right here, right
don't
now.
think so.
I'll give you a beat. Ready?
This
Here's
is a
Carol.
happy hour.
Here's Carol's.
Happy hour.
And what music would you?
So fun fact, I do write music, not like
What does this guy
Not-
not do?
not
What
music
does he
as in,
not
like,
do?
stuff to really like. I write musicals, so
Oh,
that's my main genre that I write
You
in.
literally just Music Man, math.
It's funny because Music Man is a musical.
I know it
And-
is.
and
LOL.
It's funny
Music
because
Man.
Music Man is FNAF.
It's like-
she just gripped the mic so hard. Anyways,
But-
What kind of musicals do you like? What's your vibe? Are
Okay,
you a
Favorite
so-
musical?
My favorite musical. Ooh.
silence.
So favorite one I've seen, Beetlejuice.
Makes sense.
Mm.
My
Valid.
favorite one, just like in general, Natasha Pierre and the Great
Yes!
Constellation Show.
So that musical, gorgeous.
No, oh my gosh, Danae Benton.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's her name, right?
Yeah.
I saw her on Broadway in Hamilton.
Ooh.
Delicious.
She played
The Bullet? Or no?
no, she didn't play the bullet.
Oh,
She played I
Eliza?
think she played Eliza, yeah, if I can
Yeah.
remember correctly. And I was front row. I got to see like the spit
What?
coming out of her mouth, like as she sang, like
She
you
said
could see.
HD for
Yes.
sure.
Oh, it was amazing. I was like stunned.
I recently
I was
just saw
stunned.
Patty LuPone and Katrina Lenk and company. Very talented individuals, of
Mm.
course. But that soundtrack, like the way they readapted company this season
Mhm.
was so incredible. I love the different takes on it. And then I just saw Hadestown. So yeah,
Ooh,
those
I
two
wanna
are
see
up
that.
there for me
Hadestown
right
so
now.
much.
But that's so awesome that you write your
Hey
own.
guys, did you guys hear though? And it's kind of sad news in the theater world, but Phantom of the Opera is coming to an end.
Yeah.
Yes, I was
After
talking about that
35
yesterday.
years.
35 years
Crazy.
play. It's insane.
Crazy.
I do feel bad for because it was kind of sprung on the cast,
Mhm.
but it's just
They had to pull the plug on it eventually.
I agree
that's
with
true.
that.
You
They
know?
never gave them a warning though, which sucks because those particular people who've been relying on that show for a paycheck for so many years were like in the dark. Like, where am I gonna get my next job?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not surprised they're pulling the plug though, just because
Mm-mm.
that's a long time. to
It's
have
a very
show.
long
I
time.
saw Phantom when I was 16, so that was 4 years ago.
Wow.
So,
wow.
and at that point in time, I was like, they're gonna have to cut the cord eventually.
Oh yeah, for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah.
I saw it at the Kimmel Center when it was touring or something like that. And I
Yeah.
was just it's such a classic show. It's a beautiful show. It's just something else needs to go in that theater other than Phantom. It's been
Exactly.
almost a
It's time.
lifetime. It's time.
It
It's
is very
time.
much time.
So many new shows are coming to Broadway.
That's true.
And they're all fantastic. I mean, so they
Mm.
need to get that spotlight. But
real.
This is becoming like a musical episode of
Yeah.
The Buzz.
And
I
you
love
know,
it.
It's perfect to go in the music segment.
Yeah,
What
perfect.
music would emo play?
Yeah.
Emo. If Emo made music, which she's working on, by the way,
It would be emo music.
would be emo music. It would be. It would have to be something alternative, something that branches
Y'alternative?
off of that. Not. I don't know about the alternative. I feel like I wouldn't. I
Just
wouldn't. be-
alternative.
Just
I'm
alternative.
y'all, you're all.
Yeah. And then we'll collab.
Yes.
Period.
Make y'all.
That's very fun though. That's a very
Yeah.
exciting moment.
I mean, if you
know.
think about it, we all picked music that could easily like find a way to collab on
Yeah.
one giant song
Yeah,
together.
We
you-
should collab.
You picked opera, I picked country. We can collab.
We got to get in the booth, guys. Do
Yeah.
a song together as the Tuesday
Get in the
Morning
booth.
Buzz group.
Tuesday song. Tuesday Buzz album.
Tuesday Morning Buzz on
Can we record,
90.3.
like, an intro song for Tuesday Buzz.
Yes, we
Yes.
got to come out with an intro song.
Yes,
and then
next
come out with
week.
an
A moment of
album.
silence. Are you ready? It's the Tuesday Buzz on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair.
I love it.
That's what you're listening to right now. WMSC Upper Montclair. You're welcome, Lara, by the
Thank
way.
you,
Wasn't that
guys.
kind of good? I was
That
getting
was
at it.
Great.
Fire. Thank you.
Can't do like the barbershop quartet on Upper Montclair.
Yeah, right?
Ooh. Next week. Next week.
Rawr.
Yeah, so if you didn't catch that, you're listening
Uh,
to WMSC Upper Montclair. Just in case you
Thank-
didn't catch that
Thank you, Gabi.
in my song, it was a great song.
I'm
You
so
should have been listening.
stunned at the turn.
The
that
woman
this is taking.
was too stunned. to
Very
speak.
much so.
You know what this means?
What
that
does it
top of the
mean?
hour means it's hour 2.
What does that mean?
It means that it's time for my apology video. Are you ready?
Oh my god.
Before we start the news, or should I do news first?
What do you think?
Fine, we'll do news first.
You'll have to stay tuned
Stay tuned
for
Tunes on
apology.
Tuesday, and also for my apology video. But first, we need to do a news update. Ian.
Yeah.
Do you want to can I hear your beautiful voice do the news update again?
Anytime.
Oh, thanks.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ian Love, and you're listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. In national news, Hurricane Ian gains its title as a hurricane as Florida and Cuba evacuate in preparation for possible floods. The storm is continuing to intensify and could potentially reach Florida early on Wednesday as a Category 4 hurricane. Interestingly enough, the last time a major hurricane hit the Tampa Bay area was in 1929. In statewide news, Old Barney the Lighthouse, a staple of Long Beach Island, is getting ready to shine bright once again. Earlier in the spring and summer, earlier in March this year, the lighthouse was covered in scaffolding, and it remained that way throughout the spring and summer. The $1.3 million refurbishment was done to clean up the look of the lighthouse and strengthen steel platforms. And within the coming weeks, all the hard work will be put out on display for the tourists of the popular beachside area. In local news, Van Vleck House and Gardens will soon hold their 3rd annual Scarecrows in the Gardens exhibit in Montclair. From Monday, October 17th to Monday, October 31st, from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., guests of all ages will be allowed to see a handful of fun scarecrows made by local scout troops, families, and many more. There will also be awards given to the best scarecrows in different categories that will all be decided by the patrons. The weather today is partly cloudy with a high of 71 and a low of 53, with humidity level of 76% and a good air quality with a level of 24. Tomorrow looks to be sunny with a high of 70 and a low of 49. Thursday continues that sunny spot with a high of 67 and a low of 50. And then on Friday, looks like we might be getting a little bit of clouds, but still remaining potentially sunny with a high of 67 and a low of 47. My name is Ian Love, and this has been your 8 a.m. news report.
10 out of 10.
Thank you. You are a
Very-
10 out of 10.
That was
Very
literally
impressive.
Amazing.
Perfect newscast.
You're perfect.
Oh, thank
That's
you.
it. He's only proved himself to be Mr. Perfect today.
Very real.
Agreed.
Very real. You know what else is very real? Sports.
Here we go. I have to.
Instead of with
like
such disgust.
I love how we were all on the same wavelength. Yeah. Hey X,
Uh,
Mr. Xavier Adatula.
do I have to talk about this again? Like talking about it once.
You know what?
hurts
You
my
just gotta
heart
read,
enough.
dude.
Just read it.
Just read it, dog.
Do I have to?
Yeah, I
mean,
know it's
Yes.
disappointing for you. That stinks.
And you're-
Okay, just like Giants
Stay
fans.
safe,
Anyways,
And
you
you're-
need.
As your producer, you need to read it.
And that's why you're here. So you have to. Also,
Oh.
go birds. Go birds.
Verbs.
I love
Well,
that Lara's on our side now.
I don't know.
I guess I will have to read it, and it's very unfortunate for us Giants fans because our undefeated season has come to an end.
It's been 3 weeks.
You don't even have to give an apology video and you're crying. That's crazy.
Listen, I have to give an apology video to my fellow Giants fans because we put our hopes and dreams in Brian Dayball's, but we have Daniel Jones, who is absolutely horrid sometimes. Most of the time, he's 14 and 26 as a starter, so
No.
it's majority of the time. But last night we took our first L. The Cowboys came to town ready to play, man, and they can't. The game started off very slow. The first half ended in a 6-3 field goal fest. But coming out into the second half, the Giants came out firing on all cylinders, and our golden boy, Saquon Barkley, not Quan, don't mix it up. Those quads are amazing. A sight for sore eyes. He got in the end zone and gave us the lead. But that lasted about all of 5 minutes because the Cowboys ended up going downfield, scoring with a one-handed catch by CeeDee Lamb. Was an amazing catch in the back of the end zone. If you didn't see it, you should definitely catch that highlight. And then after that, they hit another field goal, took a 2-score lead, and the Giants were scrambling coming to the end of the game to catch up. And let me tell you, they didn't catch up because the game ended in a 23-16 loss for our New York Giants. So now we are 2-1. The Cowboys are now 2-1, which means the Dirty Birds are the only undefeated team left in the NFC. So you Philly fans, enjoy it while it lasts because it won't last forever. You'll mess up sometime. And
Watch yourself.
in lighter news, not really. The Yankees lost. I'm a Mets fan, so it's lighter news for me.
No, it's not.
Actually,
It's
really dark and sadness.
Very.
It's very, very good news because the real team in baseball in New York is the team in Queens, not the team in the Bronx. The Yankees lost 3-2 to the Blue Jays, which is an amazing thing. But the Braves also won 8-0 against the Nationals, which means the Mets lead on the division is now 1 game. And we only have a couple games left until the postseason. So it will be an extreme race to the end of the finish line to see who gets the top seed and who ends up in a wild card spot. In other news, NHL preseason started this last night, and our local New Jersey Devils started off the season with a W. Woo, woo. They beat the Canadians 2-1. So shout out to the Devils. They did amazing. And in other news, we had international soccer. A bunch of games happened going up, leading into the World Cup, which will be a sight for sore eyes for most of us. And the big game that everybody was watching was England versus Germany. They went into the half tied 0-0, but ended the game tied 3-3. You had goals from Kai Havertz, Ekil Gundogan, Harry Kane, Luke Shaw, and you had one other goal too, but I have to look up who that gentleman was. I forgot his name. I apologize to my England colonizers all across the water. And then in more important news, in our school, we've got a big old game tonight, women's volleyball versus Stockton University at 7 p.m. If you guys are free, let's support our team. Go girls, you go get that W for us tonight. Back to you guys.
Let's go Red Hawks.
Wow, yeah, go Red Hawks. Woo!
Red
The Lady Hawks. Anyways,
Squawk. Wait, we have a sound effect.
Oh no, we do not have a set. You're done. Nope, you're done. No. Lara, stay away.
She's coming.
Stay away.
She's stomping.
She's gonna play
I'm
a
not
sound
saying
effect.
I'm an Eagles fan, but
You are an Eagles fan now.
the rest of my family extended is Eagles fans.
Are you from South Jersey?
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know which part of Jersey I'm
Where
from.
are you from?
Hunterdon County.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, no, I know.
Oh, that's near me. I'm from Warren County. Ian, we are close to each other.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
So, X, what do you consider yourself to be a part of? Central or South?
I consider myself to be more northwest Jersey, so probably closer to like central, I would say. Specifically for Ian, I would say closer to central also.
Okay.
Okay. Pause for a second. Lara's gonna play this stupid sound effect. Lady Hawks. Anyways. Okay.
That's so hard.
It was a lot.
I
actually,
think
for
the
me.
waiting part of it was the worst part.
Okay. Anyways, I'm so glad we had that little chat while Lara pulled up that sound effect that we didn't need, but whatever.
Thanks.
Okay, so I guess I have to do my apology video.
It's time. Right now.
Okay, let me pull up my notes up. I'm gonna write it as I say it.
Stop it.
Let me pause.
Why are we
Wait,
apologizing?
let me play the violin for you as you do this.
Yeah, I just not. He's going. I promise. That would just be wrong. But
even sound
No,
right.
it doesn't. Here, tell the treat.
The drama.
So
Morally.
Yeah, no. I'm so sorry that I ever said such a thing.
Mm.
Cat Hurricane will attack the gays as well.
That was very heartfelt.
Wait, now's the part where you have to plug your merch.
Oh, wait, yeah.
Be careful.
I know. I don't have any merch, by the way. Of this event. My merch is on my website.
T-shirts will be up by the end of the day. Don't worry.
All
And they
in
will be
jest.
apology video written down in a script on a t-shirt for you to buy. I'm kidding. None of this is actually real. I don't have any merch, I promise. That was my apology video.
I'm so proud of you.
Thanks.
That was really brave.
Thank you.
Claps in the studio.
Thank you.
Claps for Gabi.
Now where's your apology?
Sorry.
The difference.
My bad. Am I in the wrong?
For saying that the hurricane.
I had no idea who that other guy was. Sorry. Am I in the wrong for never seeing the mummy before?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
100%.
You are in the wrong.
1000%.
Oh
I
wait,
haven't
also
seen it either, but I haven't also been on the run,
Yeah.
so.
it's over here trying to avoid the heat, but he went into our chat and said that he had never seen the mummy either.
You're
Yes, but I
canceled.
haven't been on the mummy ride, so.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you've been targeted. I don't think this is very ally-like of any of you.
Actually, as
Are you
somebody who-
targeting a woman
as,
of color?
as a bisexual woman, let me tell you what.
What? What do you,
You
have
went
to
on
say
the
for
ride
yourself?
and you still haven't seen it. He didn't go on the ride.
No.
You go on it, whatever ride I please to go on.
But you have to see the movie.
Who said that?
Me.
I don't know, probably like.
See, it's the
you.
white woman trying to tell people what to do again. Yeah.
It's time to move on. How dare you? How dare you? When I am literally.
Don't you got some country to say? We oh
And I'm not. Okay.
Oh my god. It is too
We're
Gabby's
literally
only
played like
defense at this time. Gabby's only defense at this time is pull out the 23 and me and be like, listen, I'm 1/1300th
I
of like
literally can't even do that.
African.
That's not even on my chart. Like I'm not even gonna lie to you. Nothing.
In conclusion, Black Lives Matter.
Canceled
Period.
too. But he didn't go on the ride, so he's not a poser.
The woman was
You're
too
being a
stunned
poser.
to
You know
speak.
what? He's safe because he gave a woman of color a platform to speak. Unlike some people. I'm kidding.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Let me just demote you real quick.
I apologize to every person of color. We have gone to the spicy section of today, but we are not
I
wrong.
promise I
guess.
love you and I am an ally.
It's time for Am I in the Wrong?
Am I in the wrong for telling Terry
No.
she's demoted?
No, am I in the wrong? Right now. No more controversy.
We're shaking on it.
They're
We are
shaking.
allies.
You're not in the
shaking.
wrong as much as Adam was last week.
Yeah. Okay, period. Let's do
Oh,
this.
Adam Levine.
What is am I in the wrong, Gabby?
Am I in the wrong is when we deep dive into the world of Reddit and messy situations. Disclaimer, these stories are not our personal experiences. These are stories from users on Reddit. We will decide if the user is in the wrong. Am I in the wrong for calling my fiance selfish for refusing to let my dad walk me down the aisle?
Whoa. Spicy.
My fiance, 26 male, and I, 23 female, have been together for over 2 years. I don't have a big family, just my dad and my older sister. My dad has always been a single parent, devoting his life for me and my sister, and working over 14 plus jobs in the past 6 years to provide for us. I love my dad, and we have the best relationship anyone could hope for. However, my fiance does not get along with him. They have different opinions on so many things. For example, my fiance one time suggested to my dad to sell the truck he has because it's been sitting there for years. My dad got offended because this is my grandfather's truck and he has no intention to get it fixed. Another example, my fiance got mad at my dad at a party for talking about his struggle after my mom's death and accused him of collecting sympathy points. But my dad said that he always talks about it casually. Their recent disagreement was when my dad refused to give my fiance money to contribute to the wedding. My fiance complained, but I said that my dad isn't obligated to pay for the wedding. Yesterday, my fiance told me to look for someone else to walk me down the aisle, and asked why. He said that my dad refused to help with the wedding and he should be grateful he's still invited. I got upset and argued that, for one, my dad refused to contribute because he has no money. He cannot afford to pay. And two, just like any bride, I want my dad to walk me down the aisle on my wedding day. He threw a fit saying that I was trying to ruin his mood and get him upset on our wedding day, but I called him selfish for wanting to take away the moment I always dreamed of. Sounds cliche, but I'm like that. Over his disagreements with my dad. It's not fair given that me and my dad are on great terms. He yelled at me for calling him selfish, although it's our wedding, not just mine, and I said that I clearly don't give a hoot. If he's uncomfortable, then walked out. He's fuming and is insisting I'm being inconsiderate and projecting on him when I called him selfish. So here's the deal. I feel as though if her dad doesn't have the money, he can't just pull it out of thin air.
Right.
You know? And also, he doesn't have to pay for the wedding.
No.
You know, like, granted, would it be preferred? Sure. But there's no rule book saying you have to pay for your child's wedding.
Right. And
Also, he's a single father.
you have to be, I feel like when you're about to literally dedicate your life to someone, if it's moments like that where you need to be considerate of the other side's family situation and be
Mhm.
realistic in the sense of they can't contribute much or add anything at all. That's just the reality of the situation.
Yeah.
You work with the budget that you have. And because they weren't able to contribute financially doesn't automatically mean they shouldn't share in that moment with their child. Like, who are you to say that she can't walk down the aisle with her own father?
And to say that he's lucky he's even invited.
Right.
Are
Like,
you
how dare
kidding?
you?
I'm sorry, are the rest of the guests paying for the wedding?
That's
Mhm.
exactly.
Then maybe they shouldn't be invited too.
It's like one of those parties where it's like 5 at the door
Exactly.
to get in. You know what I mean?
1000% the most disgusting am I wrong I've listened to in a while. That was wild.
Yeah,
I don't
this-
think she should even marry that guy.
I agree.
No, yeah,
Yep, I
call off the
agree.
wedding at that point.
Agree.
I would have definitely called off the wedding because, like,
And
who
the
do you think you
disagreements
are?
that they've had,
Very petty.
the
Yeah.
fiance was in the wrong for
Crazy
all of
petty.
them. Like the when he talks about his struggle after the mom's death, is he not allowed to talk about that?
Yeah,
I didn't know that was like
That's my wife.
being a
If
pick
I
me.
feel to talk about her, I'm talking about her every waking second
Exactly.
of my
And the
life.
mother of my children too, not to mention, like,
Like, I'm just
don't understand
confused
that.
at the fact of what is his deal against the dad. Like, it always, like, from what this post alone is saying, it's just like the fiance is always picking at every little thing that the dad does. And obviously, we don't have the full story because this is one person's account. But like, why would you complain about little things like that?
Yeah,
That doesn't make any
that doesn't-
sense. Like,
I don't know.
you clearly have something going on where you have
Yeah, it
like
just
some
sounds
sort
like-
of vendetta against the dad. It's kind of weird.
Mhm.
Yeah, it sounds like the fiance already had a grudge against the dad and is just trying to rationalize it in
Exactly.
any way that can.
If anyone told me like I couldn't walk with whoever I wanted down the aisle at my wedding, it's done.
Nope, that's
Mhm.
over. You're
That's
done.
done. Like, you have no authority to be telling people to do that. So,
Unfortunately. I think that the Reddit user is not in the wrong.
I agree.
And I think that the fiance needs to get dumped.
I
Mhm.
also agree.
Agree.
And that wedding needs to
100%.
get canceled until she can find someone who will let her walk down the aisle with her father.
Right. It's like it's like even that like verbiage, like she should just have to.
I
just
know. Like
'cause
that's
she
literally
wants
what's
to.
supposed to happen. Anyway.
Right. Like, I don't think she has to
'Cause
ask
he's
for
not-
permission.
He's not walking down the aisle because he paid for it. He's walking her down the aisle because he's giving her away to you. Like that's the whole point, is he's giving her away.
It's the tradition.
Ugh.
Ugh. Who put
Dis-
you on the planet? Reddit Reddit also agrees with us because
Yes.
that's the sensible thing to
Because
do.
we are always right. Anyways,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Do we have time for one more, Lara?
Yes.
Yay.
Go right ahead.
Lara's feralness is like dying down.
Can you tell?
Yeah.
This morning though,
You were very feral this morning.
how feral was I?
Lara
Gabi?
was literally dancing her way over
Foaming
here
at the mouth.
at
feral.
Panic at the Disco.
It
She was
was.
panicking at the disco.
I
Let me
was
tell
very-
you.
Real.
She was not. She was at the doctor's.
What? I don't
What?
get it.
Laura and I talked about this. She had a doctor's appointment.
Oh,
It's because
Panic
I
at the-
saw my because I told my I don't want it. Should I air this out on air? I don't want to talk. I told my professor I had a doctor's appointment, but I saw My Chemical Romance instead.
I get it.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of like a
Fire
therapy.
your straight
That
there,
is-
yeah.
It's like a therapy
The
session
best
for your
thing I've
mental
heard.
health.
Yeah.
And professor, if you're listening, no, that didn't happen at all.
Broadway
No.
is the
We go to
doctor.
school.
Way wore the bat costume on Tuesday.
He is the doctor.
I love Jared Way.
He healed all of her problems. Actually, we have to have an intervention because she has fallen back into the world of fan fiction.
Leave me alone.
That's real.
That's a lot. She's
You know what else is
Oh
a
my god,
lot?
fan fiction reading on happy hour.
Emo.
Sorry.
goodbye.
No, I'm not.
Emo.
No, I'm not.
You'll have to stay tuned
For happy hour.
for
To be
happy hour.
continued.
Thursdays 2 to 3.
Yes. Okay.
Anyway, enough about my fan fiction problem. Am I in the wrong?
Am I in the wrong?
So our next one is, am I in the wrong for refusing to let my husband's infertile friend name our son? So my husband, 33 male, best friend, Will, 37 male, is infertile. He got divorced 2 times because of it and because he lied and hid his infertility. And his life hasn't been the same the day he was told he can't have kids. He was always always had a soft spot for children, and when he found out my husband and I were expecting, he was so thrilled and started buying us gifts and decor pieces that he made from his own woodwork for the baby. My husband thinks that those are all nice gestures, but I couldn't help but feel uncomfortable, especially with how much he keeps mentioning the baby. A few days ago, my husband and I found the gender of the baby. The minute we told Will, he started calling the baby a random name he picked and was going to give his baby if he wasn't infertile. He then started begging us to use the name, and my husband said it was a done deal. I refused, but my husband called me heartless and asked me to do this one small, nice gesture for his struggling friend to give him closure and honor him after all the things he has done for us. I flipped and said, "It's my baby, not his." Will heard this and left immediately. My husband yelled at me saying that it's his baby too, and my behavior towards Will was abhorrent. He left after him and didn't come back till the morning. He kept saying the same thing and pressuring me to agree on the name, but I refused. Am I in the wrong for choosing this hill to die on?
No.
No.
What is wrong with people?
I'm stunned.
The pocket is out. It needs to be put back in.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't get me wrong. It would, if she wanted to, that would be a nice gesture.
But she doesn't have
But
to.
she doesn't have to. It's not his baby. And this is gonna sound awful. I can't help that you are infertile. Go adopt.
Literally.
Go adopt a child.
Like, it's
Name
not,
your child. Name that child. Like,
it's not anyone else's responsibility to cure
your problem.
Your problem. And like, yeah, as friends or whatever support system you're a part of, that's the whole point, support system. But nobody else should have to like quite literally name their child something that you want if they don't want to.
Tell me
And
about
they
this.
shouldn't be shamed for that.
He's literally acting like adopting is not an option.
Exactly. That doesn't make any sense. Like, if you want a child that bad, go adopt one. But people always feel weird about not having a child by blood, which I think is so weird.
I
In
agree.
general, like, that's always some weird stigma
Mhm.
around adopting. But it's just like, if you really wanted it,
It's your child. It's still your child. You know.
Yeah.
You raise them. It's yours.
if you have
Um,
enough love in your heart to like to care for a child, you would
Yeah.
go adopt a child.
I agree.
So like, don't. And I don't like how the husband is like on the
Dying
friend's
on that
side.
hill,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just like, you're weird. Like, that's her child as much as it is yours. But you both should collectively have say on what the name should be.
Not for anything. She's the one carrying it for 9 months.
Right.
Exactly.
If she says no, then it's a no.
That's no.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I don't.
I
Something didn't sit right with me about this one. The poster, not in the wrong. The husband, weird.
And
the
it's also-
friend, the fact that the friend got that upset.
It's the fact that both of them left the
Mhm.
house.
It's the fact that the friend got that upset. Like, it's not your kid, bruh.
Sounding a little interesting. What if?
Mm.
What if?
Mm.
See what I'm picking up? What I'm
Mhm.
putting
I
down?
know what you were putting down.
Yeah.
Nobody else knows, but I know.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know.
Oh, I
I
know.
know.
I
Everybody's
think
skipping
everybody knows.
Ally.
Yeah.
A little
Ally.
interesting.
Lara just turned off the light and then turned it back on.
True.
Mood
Yeah,
lighting.
I'm gonna say not in the wrong.
I
I'm
have to
definitely saying not in
agree.
the wrong.
Not in
And
the wrong.
Reddit seems to agree with us as well.
Yay, Reddit.
Reddit's ruling is not in the wrong as well.
Okay.
Oh,
It is time.
Now that we have done that, we have to keep the lights on.
We're keeping the lights on, everyone.
We have to keep the lights on. And we will, in fact, be keeping the lights on. So we're going to take a quick break, play a couple things for you so you can like learn things and stuff. And then we're going to come back and we're going to do entertainment kind of vibes. We're going to talk about Megan Thee Stallion. We're going to talk about Sesame Street. We're going to be talking about Hocus Pocus 2, all that good stuff. Oh,
I haven't seen
oh,
that.
I thought you were burping. Anyways.
That was the worst.
Anyways, okay, we're gonna take a quick break here on the Morning Buzz. Stay
Period.
tuned. Bye.
America, your children have an amazing superpower. They can help save
There, I have only one hand to do all these things.
And then grow another.
Yeah, let me just do that. Okay, you can give me a second. I'll grow another
Yeah.
hand. Lara likes to tell me to do the Zoom. I know, but I have to do everything else.
You're doing great.
I have a lot to do. I'm sorry, Happy Fits.
We
You're
love you,
amazing,
though.
sweetie. We love the Happy Fits. We do, but we had to come back. We had to come back on air because we need to talk about Megan Thee Stallion. Wow.
What's she up to?
I have lost all energy. I'm so sorry, guys. Megan Thee Stallion, Chris.
No, nah. Oh no, we can't be doing that.
Sorry, I like the yawn just like could not go away. Megan Thee Stallion creates website for fans that list mental health resources. Oh, that's kind of cute. Megan Thee Stallion has created this website and it offers diverse lists of free therapy organizations, various crisis helplines, and places to find substance abuse help, among other resources. Special attention is also paid to providing resources for members of traditionally marginalized communities. For example, there is a link to a directory that helps members of the LGBTQ community ally find psychotherapists of color in a section that spotlights organizations. The site's name comes from a verse in her single Anxiety. Last year, Megan Thee Stallion publicly talked about going to therapy after her mom, Holly Thomas, died of brain cancer in 2019. She appeared in Taraji P. Henson's Peace of Mind with Taraji Facebook Watch series where she opened up about needing help. She said, quote, "Now in this space, I've lost both of my parents. So now I'm like, oh my gosh, who do I talk to? What do I do? And I just started learning that it's okay to ask for help and it's okay to want to go to therapy." End quote. Getting help, That's the real hot girl stuff.
Oh yeah.
Period.
So this is actually really awesome that she's using her voice for something important. You know?
I agree. It's always important.
Definitely a hottie now.
Mhm.
She's always been.
Elevated because mental health is important. But it's good when obviously celebrities or people with a platform utilize that for good,
Mhm.
especially here. Because I think it's important for Megan, especially just because mental health in the Black community is just something that's not really talked about as often. And
Yeah.
when you see these Black icons really be open about their mental health and be open and honest about how hard it is to ask for help but how necessary it is, it just makes for better progress in general for our community, especially
Mhm.
just because we don't talk about it. We don't talk about it enough. We most of the time don't talk about it at all. So honestly, I think what she's doing honestly might be seen as taboo. Like, oh, she like people look at people talking about mental health. They're like, oh, you're soft, you're too sensitive and stuff like that. But she's just being straight up. She lost her parents.
Exactly, and that's a lot to lose
Of
your
course,
parents.
that's a really big deal, especially if you had a good relationship with your parents. That's a very difficult thing to deal with, and you
Mhm.
shouldn't have to shoulder alone.
No.
And
Her
I love.
mom was. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Carrie.
Go ahead.
Her mom was her manager. Like the
Wow, I
beginning
didn't know
of her
that.
career was her manager. So like her mom basically carried her almost to that next level right before she became Meg the Stallion. So like it's even worse for Meg. So I definitely feel for her.
Yeah, and I love that how she's just being very transparent about it because she doesn't have to. She's not obligated to share this part of her life with us.
No.
But the fact that she is and utilizing her platform to promote mental health is amazing. So shout
And
out to
give
Meg.
resources.
Of
Like
course.
free therapy is a great resource. If
Yeah.
we're being honest, because therapy is expensive and not everyone can afford it.
Exactly. And especially because not everyone has health insurance. And even when
Yeah.
you do, paying out of pocket costs is ridiculously
You still gotta pay
high.
money even with insurance.
Exactly.
You know? Like I mean, not as much money, not nearly as much money, but it's still definitely something that you have to pay for. So I mean, those free resources that she's giving and even if it's just like a website or like just even like a link to something to kind of explain things that might
Yeah.
help your mind
Something
be at
is better than
ease.
nothing at all. And just
Mhm.
making mental health a little bit more accessible for somebody who doesn't have access to it just makes all
Yeah.
the better difference for everyone's community. So shout out to Meg.
This is
Put-
great.
This is amazing for her.
She's
So
queen. I knew we loved her for a reason.
We heart Meg.
we
are
heart
big
Meg.
fans.
I can't say the same for. Oh wait, I can't say the same. I thought this was the next story was about Sesame Place and not Sesame Street.
Oh no, this is
Yeah?
Sesame Street,
Oh.
girlfriend.
Because Sesame Place had some controversy.
Yeah.
Last time we
saw.
Yeah,
I remember that.
when that video was circulating with the person in the Zoe
I
costume.
thought it was the Big Bird.
It was Zoe, the blue one, and she like hugged a white kid and like skipped over the two black girls that were like quite literally made eye contact. But I digress. This story is about Sesame Street and is a lot cooler than that scandalous situation.
Yeah.
Because Sesame Street has its first Black female puppeteer, and that is incredible. So Megan Pipefus Peace was a shy child. She recalled sitting cross-legged in front of the television screen when she was 2 years old watching Sesame Street and reruns of The Sherry Lewis Show. She felt like the characters were her friends. The puppets left such an impression, in fact, that she decided to try her hand at it herself. Her parents bought her a puppet at age 8, thinking it would be a good outlet for her. It was puppeteering that allowed her to find her voice, so she never stopped. In June 2020, Pipefus Peace made history by becoming the first Black woman to be a puppeteer performer on Sesame Street, and the following year she became a full-time cast member on season 52 of the show. She plays Gabrielle, a 6-year-old Black girl who was first appeared in the series in 2017. Before Pipefus Peace started playing Gabrielle, a child actress performed the voice of the character. Season 53 of the show, Pipefus Peace's second on the Sesame Street, which was recorded in January, will stream on Cartoonito on HBO Max this fall and PBS Kids next year. She plans to travel to and from New York for future recordings. Through her role on Sesame Street, Pipefus Peace hopes to teach others, especially children, to believe in their dreams no matter how out of reach they may seem. Yay!
This is so cute and wholesome.
Progress on progress on progress.
Why are we
today.
being so wholesome in the second hour?
No,
It's
but
supposed to be messy hour.
it is.
Yeah, but it's
messy hour.
wholesome.
Now This is no longer called Messy Hour. Today it's called Black Queen Hour.
It's
Period.
real.
Yes.
It's
We
real.
support
And
snaps.
Big
snaps.
snaps.
It's crazy how like this show's been around for years.
Season
Dec-
53.
And we just
Wow.
now got the first Black female puppeteer. Progress is progress, but it's just like
That's
wow.
insane.
It's
Yeah.
2022.
Yeah,
What's-
why is
what's
this
going
just now
on?
happening? But
But congrats
I
to
mean,
her, Miss
yeah.
Hyphus Peace. I hope I'm saying your name right, by the way, wherever you may be.
making history
Making history as
As
per
she
usual.
should.
on a very popular children's show that has been popular for many, 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 many years.
And honestly, I'm so glad Sesame Street's still around. It's such an important show. Honestly, I think they put out great work. And
Mhm.
honestly, and as new generations of children are born, they should be able to see themselves reflect on the screen,
Yes.
even though they are puppets. They are
Yes,
still
of
very
course.
near and dear to our
I
hearts.
saw myself on the screen because Elmo was red and I am red as well.
She said the rosacea's real.
The woman
Not
was
even
too
rosacea,
stunned to
just
speak.
red, just pink.
I love Elmo.
She had little rosy cheeks, you know?
Yeah, my brother calling you out again, Christian. Big Elmo fan as a kid.
Me too.
I was a Grover guy.
Huge Elmo
Mhm.
fan. Yeah.
That makes
I
sense.
second the
Not in a
Elmo
bad way.
thing.
What was that, X?
I second the Elmo thing. I was obsessed with Elmo as a
Yeah,
kid growing
As was
up.
I.
I was obsessed with Barney, but we don't got to talk about that.
Oh my
Mm.
god, Barney too.
Yeah,
Good
I
stuff.
like
Cookie
Barney.
Monster though as well.
Oh yeah,
Of
Cookie
course.
is still a very relatable character. I love cookies.
Me too.
Cookies make me
Oh.
happy.
Got to give a shout out to my guy that taught me how to count. Count.
Count Dracula.
He was the man. If it wasn't for him, I'd probably be in remedial math.
A
Two.
one.
I
two,
definitely
three,
should still
three.
be in remedial math. Math
Mm.
is not my strong suit.
About that.
Woo!
Math.
You know what is
Yay, Matt.
our
You know what
strong
is my
suit?
strong suit? Halloween.
The spooks are
I
upon
love
us.
Halloween.
Season.
I love Halloween. It's my favorite thing. Well, no, Christmas is my favorite, but Halloween is like right up there too. It's become spooky season. It's the time, and that means spooky movies. That means Hocus Pocus. That means Hocus Pocus 2 and how to watch it online. What?
Hocus Pocus 2?
Yeah, Hocus
me
Pocus
more.
2. The release date, the cast, the trailer, and more. October is literally near. It's literally this weekend. I'm so excited. And to officially welcome the spooky season, the quintessential Halloween film is finally getting its highly anticipated sequel 29 years later.
Whoa.
That's crazy to me. Get ready to run amok when your favorite witches return to the long-awaited Hocus Pocus 2 on Friday, September 30th, 2022. So literally this Friday, guys. That's so exciting. The Hocus Pocus sequel will stream exclusively on Disney Plus as a part of their Hallow Stream celebration. Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathy Najimy reprise their roles as the iconic Sanderson sisters, preying on the lives of children to restore their youth. 29 years after Max Dennison lit the black flame candle, 3 young women accidentally bring back the wrathful witches from the 1600s to modern day Salem. With ravenous Sanderson sisters seeking revenge, the high school students must stop the child essence stealing sorceresses from wreaking havoc before dawn on All Hallows Eve. And if you need to catch up on the first one, the original 1993 film is streaming now on Disney Plus. This is a lot of people's favorite Halloween movie, Hocus Pocus.
Are you?
Really?
I think so.
Why is Lara?
I never watched it as a kid, and I watched it. Listen, I watched it as an adult, and I was.
Are you joking?
No,
I'm
I
just,
never watched it as a kid.
Dropped the mic on my arm.
I've
You never watched
period.
it?
No,
We watched it in school. Like we had a
no.
whole movie day, and everybody went to the library,
Interesting.
and we all sat in the library and watched it on the big projector screen.
It's one of those movies. If you don't watch as a kid and you watch it as an adult, you're just confused. As was I.
Yes,
I kind of liked it.
I agree.
I feel like
I
the
like
song, the one they're like, oh, I put a spell on you.
it.
That's what it's
Yes,
called.
I
that
like
song.
the cat.
Yeah, the cat's funny.
I'm very avidly against Hocus Pocus, and I know I have no reason to be against Hocus Pocus.
Hot take: why are you against Hocus Pocus?
I don't know. I never got into it, and like from what I've seen, it just seems annoying.
It is.
And
I
I
get it.
feel like if I watched it, I would be bored and annoyed out of my mind.
I
Fair.
understand. I think it's technically a very good movie. I don't just like Hocus Pocus. It's definitely not my favorite, but I definitely have more of a vendetta against Halloween Town.
Why?
Okay.
I don't like Halloween Town.
Scary
well,
God.
You know what?
Gabby,
Halloween
is
Town
this
is
a
okay.
joke? Is
No, I
this a-
don't like Halloween
This has to be a
Town.
joke.
I don't like Halloween Town.
Okay,
I'll watch
controversial-
it, but I don't like it.
I have some controversial opinions.
Okay.
I think most Halloween movies are just not it.
Really?
That's where you're
Yeah,
wrong.
because
but we
here's
don't
the
need to talk
thing.
about that.
Movies that have fall vibes are better. Like,
Yes.
you know what I mean? That's like the vibe I get. But
But
like
I like
Halloween movies just don't hit.
I like scary movies.
Scary
That-
movies,
that's
I'm 100%
what I mean.
all
I like
for.
horror movies.
Watch the movie 13 Ghosts.
if you
Horrific
want.
as a
13
kid.
if you want.
If you want to
Well,
watch it.
I mean you specifically, Gabby, because you said you like scary
Yeah.
movies. That movie,
That's
very
good.
scary. Very, very
Um,
scary.
I do like the Casper movies.
The Casper movies are
Oh.
I
cute.
love
For
Casper.
me, this is a very niche thing, and I feel like I'm only going to be targeting a very small group of people. But on Cartoon Network, they would air this Scary Godmother.
Scary God.
I
Oh,
love
haven't
Scary
seen it in so long, I
Godmother.
need to rewatch it.
They're on YouTube if you want to check them out because they're for free, and I watch them every year. 'Cause
I
those are
love Scary
my
Godmother.
favorite ever Halloween movies, and I wish,
Mhm.
in my humble opinion, I think Scary Godmother was ahead of its time. I think it
Mhm.
could have popped off to be this big thing because they only made what, 2 movies?
Yeah.
Yes.
The second?
There's a second one. It's really good. You should watch it if you feel like it. But like, oh my god, I'm getting so excited thinking about it because I really want to watch it. And they're only like an hour. But that whole two
I-
movie
yep.
thing.
Mhm.
Have you ever okay, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself.
No,
Have
you're
you guys
good.
ever watched Haunted House? Wait, what was that movie called?
Monster House.
Yeah.
That's
the
the
only-
quintessential Halloween.
That's the
movie.
only
Yes.
Halloween movie
That-
I approve.
Monster House is perfectly creepy, scary cartoon.
It has
Especially
everything.
for a kids movie too. Because like
yeah, I
saw,
was
like,
terrified
I
of it
was
as
so
a kid.
scared.
As a kid,
that and Coraline.
as a kid who was scared of
Mhm.
everything, I
Okay,
loved
but, like-
Monster House.
I
it.
loved it, but I
Wait.
was terrified of it.
Quick question. This is for everybody, even you
Okay.
two, Emo. Is Nightmare Before Christmas
I know.
Halloween.
a Halloween movie
Halloween
or a
movie.
Christmas movie?
Halloween.
It is a whole
No.
season. It is an
It's okay.
entire season.
So-
It makes its own thing.
It's
Yes,
Halloween.
It's definitely
is-
a Halloween movie more than it is a Christmas movie, but I do watch it during Christmas time as well.
You can
Yes,
watch it
it's
anytime
That's the
from
right
October
answer.
to December, and it would be okay.
Yes.
It's
You just
Nightmare
say that.
Before
Nightmare Before
Christmas
Christmas.
season.
It's
I
overrated.
agree with Emo.
It's overrated.
But it's mostly a Halloween
But
movie.
it's still great.
Yes.
Sure.
It's
But
great.
is it overmarketed? Yes. Is it overrated? Yes. Is
I
it still
think-
decent?
What?
I think-
Sure. Absolutely.
I think it's
Overrated?
Lara's mic is off now.
I will still
Because
love Lara
she's-
Thank you,
after this
Gabby.
show.
I don't think
but-
she's wrong in
Thank
saying
you.
that it's over marketed.
It gets marketed a lot, but it is like the staple Halloween movie.
It is
really is.
Jack
delicious.
Skellington might be one of the greatest characters besides what is it, the Corpse's Bride characters
Mm.
ever.
I've only seen Corpse Bride for the first time last year.
It's kind
I
of
don't know how I
okay.
went that long.
It's
Oh my
okay.
God.
It's
What's
on
it-
my
Me of all
favorite.
people. That's what I'm trying to say. I just
It's
feel
down.
like
You can talk
a
as much as
Corpse
you want,
Bride kind
Lara.
of person.
Yeah,
I-
Emo, you seem
You're
like a girl that would like
Okay, you
any
can bring
like
up
Tim
Beetlejuice.
Burton
Thank
type
you.
of movie.
And I
He
do.
seems like your type of theme.
Yes.
The best,
Therefore,
Tim
no
Burton movie.
slander.
in my opinion, is Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice
I
is a
can get
10 out of
with
10.
that.
Beetlejuice is great.
Beetlejuice is
You guys
awesome.
just said
about
his name 3
Frankenweenie?
times already. We're all
Come on.
we're
No, it
all
was
gonna
different
take-
people who said it. It's fine.
Okay.
I'll keep saying it.
Don't.
I want him to show up in the studio.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
I'll look for him, you guys.
Look for him.
I don't see
You're so sorry.
I heard Frankenweenie.
Because I didn't say it the third time.
Frankie,
approve.
I love claymation movies in general. Claymation movies are
Mhm.
like really, really good.
Mhm.
I love how we've like only glossed over Coraline.
I
Yeah,
never watched
Oh, I
Coraline,
love
but I
it.
feel like I'd
I got
really
bored.
like it if I watched
It's-
it.
It's been a
something-
minute.
that
heard rumors that there was gonna be a second one.
I don't want a second one.
Mhm.
I don't think I do either, but
can
unless it's like
agree.
really good.
When I hated the first one for a very long time, and then I got older and I watched it
Really?
again and I liked it, but it was still like
I adore Coraline.
weird. I think because it used to scare me, and now like
Mm.
I don't
Mm.
know.
The mom or what the fake mom
Mhm.
when she starts turning into a spider,
Uh-uh.
that
Nope.
freaks me out
Yeah.
so bad every single time.
Exactly. Other mother, creepy.
Other mother
Mm.
therapy.
Hey,
you-
question: did you guys grow up watching what is it called? You know how they had the countdown to like Christmas and Halloween? What is it?
Like on Disney?
31
Oh.
Days of
Not
Halloween.
on Disney. What was the other network?
ABC Family.
Yes. The
Mhm.
countdown. Did you guys like print out the schedule? Because
I
in
did
my
not
family, we
print
would
it, but I
print
would look
out
for it.
the
That's
schedule and
adorable.
put it on our little
That's so
cork
I
board for
never
Christmas
printed
and
it out.
Halloween.
I never printed it
No.
out, but we always kept an eye on it.
And we
Yeah.
had
Always
one.
kept an eye on it.
We print it out for the September year.
Mhm.
See, Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. Then we
Mhm.
see the Halloween movies, and then we had the Christmas list. Growing up, that was
We would look
Interesting.
in
that
the
was the
TV guide.
best.
We would look on the TV guide and be like, "What's playing
What's
tonight?"
going on? Yeah.
Mhm.
My TV was just always on. Like
Yeah.
before the social media age, we just
Our-
watch TV all the time.
I would watch TV all the time. I was a
Yeah,
TV fiend.
But-
Me too. I would
I-
just watch it,
I
keep it
Very
on.
much.
I want to bring it back to Disney real quick. My babysitter's a vampire.
That's a good
Girl
like,
versus
how-
monster. Are you
That's a
kidding
good
me?
one.
Oh, Girl vs.
Very,
Monster
very good
had
one.
some fire songs in it.
I didn't like that one as much.
The
Sorry.
songs were good though.
Yeah, I can get behind that. The actual movie.
China and McClain calling all the monsters.
That's
Period.
real. Oh, the
Shout out to
monsters.
another Black queen right there.
Period.
Real. So real.
Monsters. Psh,
Rar.
eh.
Make me want to play it now.
That's a great.
I
Are you
will.
trying to?
Will you
I will.
for break?
Absolutely.
Will you play that for break?
Absolutely.
Should we play that for break?
Please
Absolutely.
do.
Should we go on a break and play that right now?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Lara, are you
Should.
pulling it up?
Yes, it's up.
Thank you. Here's calling all the monsters.
Calling all the monsters.
I get from that
Calling all the
song.
monsters. That song.
Incredible, always.
It did it for me. It really did it for me, if we're being honest.
You know what doesn't do it for me?
What doesn't do it for you?
Snakes and mice.
Snakes and mice.
You want to know why?
Oh my.
Apparently, they're falling from the ceiling at Lexington High School.
That's why I don't live in Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Y'all.
I didn't even know there were snakes.
Yeah,
and
what do you
mics?
mean you didn't know
Mics.
that? It's literally farm town. That's the
that's
perfect
true.
place. That's true.
I better not cross paths with none of them. But regardless, warning, if you're squeamish, this is probably not the story for you, buddy. Sorry. A Lexington, Kentucky high school has a major pest problem. Nathan Spalding, an English teacher at Henry Clay High School, posted a picture on Facebook of a snake curled up on his phone, which is just one example of how pests have invaded their building. Kentucky Fish and Wildlife staff identified did I just skip a whole thing? No. Identified it as a baby rat snake, which fell through a gap in the ceiling tiles. Spalding told the Herald Leader that on the same day, a mouse fell from the ceiling on a different classroom, and another colleague had 3 mice fall from the ceiling in her classroom since school started last month.
What's going on?
I don't know, man. Spalding wrote on a Facebook post, quote, "Our school is infested with roaches, spiders, and mice. Our school now seems to also have a nest of snakes living in the ceiling. Just another day of living the dream." According to the Herald Leader, Henry Clay Principal Paul Little sent a letter to families saying school leaders and maintenance staff are addressing the issue, and last week exterminators came in to treat the building, which opened in the 1970s and also doesn't have air conditioning. Ew.
Imagine
Imagine
having a fear of snakes,
I mean,
as my mother does.
Snuck.
I have a fear of snakes.
Is
too. Do you
Noodle.
not?
I don't.
They
Do
don't
you
have,
have a
love the-
snake?
No,
they don't have arms. They can't grab you.
it's
They
not.
can't bite.
So here's the thing:
It's
is like I would never go out of my way to touch one,
Mm.
but like I don't see them and be like, "Ew, not the snake." You know, I'm like, "Oh, that's a cool little snake." But my mom has like a fear of them. You know, like one time,
Understandably
like
so.
we went to a zoo and I was like, we were looking at snakes and I jumped up at her and she was like, "Sorry, mom."
I think I went to the zoo with my one friend and her mom was also afraid of snakes and she did that. And like, oh my God, it was so funny.
It's so funny every time. Oh, look at the little snake picture. Sorry.
That snake is cute.
Imagine having a fear of snakes and then a snake falling on your desk in the middle of class.
No, literally, I would quit my job.
I think I don't even have a fear of snakes. And I think I'd be like, "No, I'm leaving. I'm gone. Goodbye."
What if it was a cute snake?
Well, if it was cute, I'd look at it and be like, "Oh," and then I'd be like, "Goodbye."
But what if
What if we made it the
bit-
class pet?
That'd be okay. I'd be okay with that.
What if
starting
it
to
bites?
sound like Ian. It's starting to sound like Ian is like Harry Potter, and he's probably speaking Parseltongue to these snakes.
Probably.
Yeah,
Ian, what's your
that's
Hogwarts?
another talent of mine. I can have it.
Hogwarts house.
I think. Actually, I checked this recently, and it
Oh,
was
he
either
doesn't know.
Gryffindor or Ravenclaw. I forget which.
There,
one.
they
I
have
always
the
go
website
between-
up. They have a website up that you can go on, and they have a sorting hat. They ask you a
It's
bunch of questions.
Pottermore.
Yeah, but you
Yes,
gotta
there
make
you
an
go.
account. You gotta put in your email, and
It's
you
so
gotta
much work. It's so much effort. But I'm definitely a Slytherin.
That makes sense. I was thinking either Ravenclaw and Slytherin for you.
Oh,
For
yeah.
you.
You're giving
I'm
Ravenclaw.
thinking,
Hardcore
like,
Ravenclaw.
probably.
Really?
Yeah.
That's an insult,
Math
Terry.
Yeah.
Why?
Crazy
Wait,
enough, I
pause.
got
Terry just
Hufflepuff,
called me a
I think.
Hufflepuff.
Is that really an insult to you?
A little.
Goodbye.
They're so nice.
Yeah, I
Because
got
I was a
Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff for most of my life.
No,
I'm a Slitherpuff.
I'm a Gryffindor, TBH.
Gryffindor?
Yeah, I just don't see myself as a Hufflepuff.
Interesting.
I'm too-
If anything, I feel like Slytherin if you don't want Hufflepuff.
Damn
but-
shouty.
Well,
You
I
don't
just
give Ravenclaw. I'm sorry.
I don't. Yeah,
I
You
know.
just don't
I
give
used to be a
Ravenclaw.
Ravenclaw, but
You
now I'm a
don't give that.
Gryffindor.
Yeah, you give Gryffindor.
I'm a Gryffindor. I don't know.
That makes a lot of sense.
Oh, thank you. Because I
You
love being a
give
Gryffindor.
Griffin Puff.
Really?
Griffin Puff. Yes.
That's-
Yes,
yeah.
I
yes.
can- yeah.
I got the same thing. I got Hufflepuff, but then aged to started as Gryffindor, then aged to Hufflepuff.
I started as a Hufflepuff, aged to a Slytherin.
I think I started as a
That's actually a
Hufflepuff.
very common
Pipeline.
yeah.
A pipeline.
No, it's very common.
The sorting hat pipeline.
Yes.
Which is hopefully snake free.
So that if I'm a Slytherin, snakes.
Why did I think I was a
Mm.
Ravenclaw? I'm
You're
contemplating
definitely
life.
not a Ravenclaw. I love you, not a Ravenclaw.
Yeah, I definitely
If
get that
anybody
Gryffindor
in this
energy.
group is a Ravenclaw, it's gonna be emo.
I agree.
No, Emo's not. Emo's Hufflepuff.
I actually am a Ravenclaw.
Are you really?
That I am. I've taken many tests.
You give me Hufflepuff or Huffleclaw.
Telling you guys.
No, the Ravenclaw
I
makes
read
so much
those-
sense.
Maybe I'll take it again.
It's the blue hair.
Maybe I'll do
I'm
it
telling
again.
you, I read those books one too many times as a nerdy kid to not be able to pick out one or two people.
I
Fair.
feel like
I love
Ian
them
is
all.
I love
definitely
it.
a not a Hufflepuff Ravenclaw.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll take the quiz. That'll be part of our homework.
Our
Yeah.
next segment.
Homework
Next
and then
segment.
next week when you're back in studio.
Make sure you have your Pottermore account, my cast.
Cast, come prepared.
With your answers.
And if you don't, you're off the show.
Oh,
You're at the
done.
bottom of my
Okay.
pyramid. If you don't,
Oh my god.
I do have a
Trauma.
pyramid.
get out.
And I will make it for this. I could make a pyramid for the Tuesday morning buzz.
Okay.
I think I'm at the bottom.
Okay.
Okay. Sure.
I think I might make a Tuesday morning pyramid. Terry's at the bottom.
This one talk about
No.
oppression.
Shout out to Abby Lee Miller. For those of you who don't know what we're
What?
talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, this is Dance Moms, by the way. It's.
You're at the bottom of my
I always
pyramid.
think
It was
that
so
people other than our
bad. I
generation-
want to give you a 1, but I can't.
No, it was so bad I want to give you a 0, but that's not possible. So I give you a 1. That's from America's Next Top Model. I actually watched that episode and it's so
I
funny.
watched one episode of America's Next Top Model, and it was the most enthralling and like
So good.
also because I watched the season finale episode, so like I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. I
Yeah.
had my
gives.
fan favorite picked, and then they didn't win. I was so
Oh,
upset.
There was
so sad.
there was a season and the girl, she constantly was just like a wreck. She'd always be like, literally everything she had to say was my mom, my mom, my mom. And it was like she would like cry on the phone to her mom.
That's
and I'm like,
embarrassing.
me too, but like also
But like also get a grip.
also like you're on America's Next Top Model right now. Get a grip.
There was an episode where they had models dress up as different races.
Oh my no, literally
That's
if we
problematic.
really want to get into it, America's Top Model's very problematic.
Oh yeah, very
Like,
much so. It would not pass
Oh
in
my
today's.
God, like there were so many episodes where like the a different races thing, and when they had like white girls and like braids and like afros and stuff,
Mhm.
I was so uncomfortable. I was like, what?
Some
are
of the
y'all
stuff that
doing?
they've done was very like it would not pass in today.
Yeah,
It was
and-
not good.
and like it's just so disappointing. Like I don't know how much Tyra had control of her own show, but what you would think as a woman of color, as a black woman, this wouldn't fly. But
it did.
I also think, and not to play devil's advocate because I don't do that, it's more so the fact that people weren't even thinking about doing that in the early
Mhm.
2000s, which is awful.
No, it's not good.
Not good at all.
But that, I
Money
guess, is our final.
talks.
Money talks talk.
Mhm. But I guess that's our final words here today on the Morning Buzz here on
Aw.
90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. That's it. This is the Morning Buzz Tuesday edition. I'm kind of sad it's over because we were really getting into that
getting into
America's
it,
Next Top Model
yeah.
conversation. But
I mean,
no, Lara.
because I got some opinions.
What's your opinion?
No, I'm done.
You're done?
You're
Next
done.
week. We'll save it for next week.
Well,
For now,
yeah.
we have to say goodbye, farewell, all the love in the world because is that Cam? Cam's got a show. Is that Cam? I'm blind.
Yes.
Cam,
It's dark out
yes.
there. Cam's
Cam.
got a show or something like that. So stay tuned for that.
If you want.
If you want. I mean, you can. That's cool. But yeah, this was the Tuesday Morning Buzz. I was your host, Gabi Lutz, with my co-host, Terry Dickerson, our newscaster, Ian Love, our sportscaster, X Adatula, our tunes host, Emo McCormack, and then our producer, Lara Zaccardi. So thank you for listening. Tune in next week. Bye.